Good evening. My name is Tom Payton, the proud principal of Roanoke Avenue Elementary School in Riverhead, New York. I currently serve as the NAESP State Representative from New York. As a candidate for the next Vice President of NAESP, I reflect on a quote from Stephen Covey that drives my daily purpose. What you do has far greater impact than what you say. For the past 13 years as an elementary principal and member of NAESP, I have challenged myself to achieve this level of integrity by allowing my actions to speak louder than my words. As the next NAESP Vice President, I will make an impact by doing. Doing allows others to see my passion, my values, and my priorities. It allows me to model every day what's right for my kids, for all kids. Roanoke Avenue Elementary is a Title I diverse school in what is a large district in my area. I tell our students that Roanoke is the small school with a big heart. Many of my students face significant adversity in their lives, gut-wrenching poverty, hunger, violence, and familial drug abuse. Some even wonder how they manage to show up at school each day. I don't ever wonder. I know why they're there each day. The same reason I'm there each day. At Roanoke, we don't just say we're family, we act like a family. Love, support, and growth. Everyone is valued. Everyone belongs. Everyone is accepted and connected, no exceptions. You are family, they are my family, unconditionally. This is my why. My school and every other school in our country is my drive, and they are the reason I do. I promise to do the next Vice Presidency of NAESP on behalf of all those that can't do it alone, for those that try to do but hit barriers, and for those that do every day and have become the champions of doing what's right for kids in schools, school principals. I'm with you. We do for our school families each day in ways we know matters for the success of every child in our care. One of my first dues is to ensure the educator voice becomes the primary go-to for new law, research, and media. Too often, the non-educator, politicians, are driving decisions. It is incumbent upon us to be the lead learners and decision makers of schools because we know what's best for our schools, communities, teachers, and the unique needs, challenges, and successes of our students. For too long, we have let policies shape our stories. With the passage of the Every Student Succeeds Act, policymakers started to reach out to us and asked for our input. It is time to seize the narrative. No one better than us can tell our stories, which in turn shape our profession. As your next Vice President, we will own the conversation by advocating for equity versus equality. All students need a voice. Some students need a stronger voice. I know that all too well, both from my own school and also from my own childhood. It will be my intention to visit and reach out to underserved schools throughout our nation in order to show the support and guidance NAESP can offer principals and the students they serve. Specifically, the NAESP Diversity Task Force, of which I am a member, will release its findings in a document titled A Principal's Guide to Building Culturally Responsive Schools. It is also important to hear the stories of our underserved schools and the challenges many face as they work hard to educate and meet the needs of their families daily. As an American Indian, I think about the stories I heard from my aunts and uncles on our reservation as they were pulled out of their schools and placed into boarding schools where they were mentally and physically abused in order to eradicate their Indianness. Now, when reservation schools should be focusing on preserving culture, language, in providing a quality education to its students, principals of reservation schools focus on navigating overlapping regulations in order to perform the basic function of purchasing textbooks. We must own the conversation that school resources and funding must be distributed equitably so all students have a chance to reach their full potential. Another important issue I'll focus on is mental health. When speaking to colleagues across my state and across our country, the conversation always turns to the mental health issues our students face. Seldom a week does not go by when I don't have a student in my office relating a story to me that breaks my heart. Our students are children and should not have to suffer from adult problems. We need to advocate for tools to support healthy mental health in children with critical foundational resources to avoid having to address so many heartbreaking situations in later years. As your next NAESP Vice President, I will propose a national mental health work group. This work group will be charged with hearing and sharing everyday challenges we face in our schools, discuss improvements that can be made to identify mental health issues, and brainstorm solutions and how we, as school leaders, can be more proactive in tackling the mental health issues our students and their families face. I also plan to intentionally create a forum to provide a voice to school principals in the field. This forum will be a vehicle for you to tell your unique stories, what challenges you face, how can NAESP better meet your needs, and how NAESP can support issues critical to the success of your students. Our locations are different. Our stories are similar. Herbert Spencer once said, "Education is not for knowledge, but action." Now is the time for doing, for action. But to own the conversation, we have to be willing to start the conversation. I stand here because of my Roanoke family and each of your families at your schools. I want to take our stories of family and unconditional love of all students and help spread that message. I humbly ask for your vote as your next NAESP Vice President so we can begin this important work together. Thank you.